Good afternoon, and it's a Thursday afternoon. Had a bit of a fail on the corona yesterday evening coming home from work, but quick update. Blue curtains, see how they're bulging. There's a bit of a draft coming in from the doors, so they're staving off the worst of it. I've got a 8 kilowatt diesel heater. I've had it a while now, about a month. And what with Christmas and all the rest of it, there was meant to be this coming and the 12 volt adapter so I can run it off the mains. And I've had nothing but grief with getting the adapter to the point where when I checked into it, I found that they'd put the wrong postcode on it, which is amazing because they sent the heater to the same address and it got here. So I'm loath to buy one, so I'm just going to hang on and see if I get one. Well, hopefully it'll be here this weekend. At the moment I've got a little 2 kilowatt heater, which is taking the edge off, but it's a bit fresh to the point where we had the snow yesterday. Now, I know as southerners we can't handle it, whether it's a flake or 10. But Brighton area got for us quite a covering, and of course everything stops, or everything starts going really slow, which then lets the snow settle, which then turns to ice, and it all turns rather nasty, especially when you're trying to get home on a bike. It took me an hour to do about 4 miles, and then the bike conked out. Battery had died. That's a new battery, 50 quid, motor bat Dubry. Yeah, battery had died. I've done a check on it. Let me just, hang on a minute. Right, so this is a good battery. And it's registering 12.67. So 6867. So when we start the bike up, when I start the bike up, and I can't run this for long because I'll die of fumes, you'll see how low the charging is. So on idle I'm getting 12.1, and then this is going to be difficult. You have to take my word for it. So at 5,000 revs, I'm getting 13.7, which is low. The 600s are meant to give you 14 to 15 volts at 5,000 revs. When I went up to about 6,000 or 7,000 revs, it was giving me 13.8. So it still ain't enough. But as I say, on tick over, it's giving me nothing. And travelling slowly in the snow, just on tick over, pretty much walking speed, and at times just letting the clutch out enough to get a bit of traction. Well, I say traction, movement, should I say? I was obviously not putting anything back into the battery. I think the battery was a little bit lame anyway. So I invested in a new battery because I got stranded about 10 mile away from home. So I got a new battery, put that in today to bring the bike home. So new battery's gone in. Now, the reason everything's off the reason we're a bit naked down here is I'm thinking it's probably Stator rather than Rectifier. Excuse me a minute. Because with the Stator, I'm not getting enough volts, and I think with a regulator rectifier you're more likely to get over voltage. So I'm going in here, but there's another reason I'm going in here as well, which is this. The horn has taken a turn for the worse as well. So I've got to get in there and see if it's the wiring or the horn itself or whatever. So I thought I'd get it all sorted, hopefully, because I came home on the train yesterday, and I'm not having a pop at people that travel by trains. And if I didn't have to catch 2 trains to get to work, I'd probably use the trains. Well, probably not. I got a motorbike. I got a few motorbikes. But it takes a while, doesn't it? It takes a while on the old public transport. Anyway, let's get some kiddie fiddlers on. Don't want to leave fingerprints. And so the stator's in there, alternator, whatever you want to call it. It's a stator, isn't it? Alternators are on cars, aren't they? I don't know. I don't know what makes the difference. What's that? That's a 12. Get the water bottle out of the way. Yeah, so it wasn't very successful coming home last night. Well, it was. I got home. So no. But people just don't keep moving, do they? Keep churning it up, turn it to slush, turn it to water, warm it up with the heat of your tyres going past. You'll have to slow right down to a crawl, and then we get nowhere. I don't want to go with that. Wasn't prepared for this, was I? At all. No, I wasn't. I've got any bungees over here. Oh dear. It's all a bit tight in this shed at the moment as well. I should have moved the booster. Forward, because I'm a bit fat to get through there. What do I want? Bungee. Oh, there's a smaller one there. That'll do. Yeah, so I was sort of scooting along. I couldn't get any traction with my feet, so it was lucky I didn't take the booster yesterday, because I'd have probably ended up on the floor. And it was that icy that I probably wouldn't have been able to lift it, because the old spine's a bit knackered at the moment. Right, that's that out the way. So what we're looking for is this plug here, which is probably better off doing tank up. Right, we've got no greenery in the plug, so that's unfortunate. So it's definitely not looking like it's the plug. That's nice and clean. We've got no, because sometimes you can see the oil on the top here. It gets past the grommet and leaks out. But sometimes your outer insulation, does it go down through the grommet, or it's the wires? The oil can actually push itself up through the wires, and you'll find that your connector's really greasy, oily. I've had that before, but these connections are looking particularly lovely. I will give them a clean anyway. So anyway, we want to do testing, don't we? Yes, we do. Good. Let's clear up some of that water. Bit of moisture left behind by the snow. And I do believe it's chapter 9. Electrical system, ignition, side stand, clutch switch, starter motor, blah 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 blah. Regulator, rectifier. Right, alternator. So at the front of the chapter we have the specifications. Alternator Stator coil resistance for a GSXR 600 should be 0.2 to 1.5 ohms. That's quite a large chasm, span, scale. On the GSXR 750 it's 0.2 to 0.5. On the GSXR 1000 it's 0.2 to 0.9, which still sounds a bit high, but 0.2 to 1.5, that's incredible. So we need to put the doobry on the ohms, which is down here, this one here. So I have to look at my phone to see what you can see. That's the ohms, that upside down U. So set it to ohms, like that, and then it tells us, because it's fucking good like that, because it knows, this book knows everything. We want to do, one pair of terminals at a time. So first of all you want to do them together, which is giving me a fluctuating reading, about 0.8. So I've got a 0.8 difference there. So what I'm actually looking for is between 1 and 2.3, because the resistance on the leads is 0.8. So let's have a shuffle in here. So we've got 0.9, which actually means it's 0.1. So that's out of scale. Let's connect these two. Oh, let's connect these two. That means actually pushing probes in. You get in there and stay in there. You go in there. Now this is 1.5. So with our 0.8 across the leads, let me just show that. Just dials down. Oh, hold them steady. Now we're looking at 0.6. Make your mind up. Perhaps I should have cleaned these off first. Right, let's try that. 0.6 it's saying now. Right, okay, let's go back to where we've begun. Begin the begee. So that is saying 1.1. So that's 0.4 in reality, because we've got a 0.6 on the leads anyway. Oh, don't take that one out. Stick that one back in. Stick that one and that one together. which is 1.5, take off our 0.6, so we're 0.9, so that's still in parameters. So it's just them two there, and that's at 1.5, 1.4, take our 6 off, that's 0.8. So it is these two here that aren't as happy. What was the others? 6.8 and 0.9. So this is 0.3, 0.2, 0.3. So they're all within parameters. And then check for continuity. So we need to go to Earth. Are you Earth? You're not Earth. Where's Earth? Where's Earth? We would need to, can it reach? Need a bit of continuity. Now check for continuity. So we put it on continuity, which is that, which is also your diode test. And we get a noise because we've got continuity. We don't want continuity. So that's on the earth strap up there, and I'll just touch these individually. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. So that's actually telling us our stator's good. Not our stator, it's my stator. You sod off, you get your own stator. What sort of state is your stator in? I'm going to doubly check that. Let's make sure we got good connection on there. Right, no noise. No noise. No noise. And noise. So we're not going to Dewberry, and our HOMs are okay. So that's actually saying, I just don't like that other thing. Do you know what I mean? That thing. Don't like this one here. Oh, it's not playing ball at all now. Stuff yourself in there. Right, thank you. Now stuff yourself in there. That same. Am I on the wrong scale? Let's go up to that. That wrong scale. Let's go down to that. I'm on the wrong scale. Where was I before? Gone mad. That's it. On the 200. I don't understand. It's got to be milliamps, isn't it? So we're on. So it's saying 0.8 again. So confusing, isn't it? Now it's saying 0.9, 0.7. Make your fucking mind up. Who buys such a cheap Dewberry? 0.6. We're at 0.6. Shove that in there. That's the one I don't like. Them two there. 0.6. And that's saying 0.9. So we're 0.3 on that. Whereas this one here, we're reading 1.6. That's 1.5. So that's 0.9. And then across those two, we're again 1.5, which with the 0.6 off is 0.9. So that's all reading good, but that's, why is that other one so out of whack with the other two? Could that denote a problem? They're saying 0.9, so that is 0.3. So that's within parameters, but not as within as the other two. So I think we might be alright there. I couldn't tell you for sure. So the next thing to check is the Rectifier, Regulator Rectifier, which is just behind this bulge here. So I need to take that tail off and run some checks on that. I think I'll plug this back in before I go much further, or else I'll forget later on and I'll wonder why I've killed a new battery. Like that. So you're back in there, sorted. You can come off of there. Right, I think I'll reinstall this and I'll take that tail off and then I'll bring you back. So you patiently wait over there without watching. Right, back again, tails off, multimeter in place on the, you see that? Diode / continuity check. It's the bottom symbol you're looking for is your diode check-in. Sorry about the pulsing, it's got to be all these LEDs that's doing it. Anyway, what we got here is what we like to call in the trade cheap Chinesium. And because it was cheap Chinesium, the connector was wrong. And because I'm a cheap bastard, I didn't buy the correct connector because I just wanted to get it done. So they're wired direct. So bite me, eat me, whatever. All the connections are clean. And it's been on here. It's been on here. It's been on here. I don't know. I really don't know. Does it stretch into the years? I can't remember how long I've had the bike. Anyway, we're doing a test. The thing is, we've got 3 yellows, a red, and a black and a white. Now, we've got 3 blacks, which obviously, not obviously, whatever, go to the yellows, because there's a group of them. Red to red, which means the black and white off the bike is the green for the Chinesium Regulator Rectifier, is where I've based it on. And the reason I need to know that is because we've got this graph here. Oh, you've gone mad. Why have you gone mad? Why did that go mad? What weren't you happy about? Anyway, we've got the graph here. It doesn't like the book. Oh, what's all that about? It is the book. Perhaps the book's radioactive. Anyway, let's show you over here. You have to deal with the flashing, but there it is. Pause and have a look. But what we're interested in is the black and white has the plus probe of tester, and then it's got the values of the diode readings, which should be between, depending on what you're doing. So the red probe is going into the green because that is the black and white off the bike, so it wants the black and white. So if we stick it on the red, we should get a reading of somewhere between 0.5 and 1.2, and we've got, let me just shove them in like that, we've got 1.182, so spot on. And then if we go through the blacks, first one we've got 645, which it's got to be between 0.4 and 0.7, so that's quite beautiful. Second black is, get in there, 595. So again, within parameters. And then third black is 607, which again is between 0.4 and 0.7. That's 0.6. So I will just double check everything. 645. 607. Where are you? Come here. 596, and then the big one 1180. So that all checks out, which means we're back to the stator as the non-charging element. And as I say, I didn't like that. There was two readings that were quite close together and one that was away from them. Sorry, just messing with your legs. Yeah, one away from them. So I'm still pointing towards the stator like that, pointing stator, stator, and I've got a spare, but I don't think very often. Where is it? It's up there, up in that corner. I'll grab it. I don't think I've got a gasket, so I don't particularly want to undo it all with no gasket. No gasket. Let's have a look at this. It's been up on the shelf a while. Feels damp. So there we go. One Stator, which is the expensive side of your charging system. Usually the regulator rectifiers are fairly cheap, but you can get sets that are cheap, and I think this is part of that sort of carry on. There's a number, whether that relates to that stator or something on a Chinese menu, I don't know. But there you go. I've got to get a gasket, and then I will fit the stator and I'll retest. So it's lucky I've had a couple of days off to get all this baloney sorted. But yeah, definitely within parameters, the old electrics. Oh, look at that. I actually done a diagram all them years ago. Well, I don't know whether it was years. Is it years? It's when I first got the bike that I actually did it. I'll look that up and perhaps write it on the screen or something. But there you go. I did a little sketch and I kept it in my manual. These are the other sketches. That's for the Cosso on the GSXR 1000, and the different ones that I used for headlight and the settings on the Cosso. Anyway, tedious, boring. So yes, so I've got a diagram there which actually does say red to red. Why are you making funny noises? Stop making funny noises. Red to red and black, white to green, and then the 3 blacks to the 3 yellows. So I was right before I said I was right. Anyway, the camera's making funny noises. I don't know who's doing that. But there you go. That's as far as I'm getting in this video. So I've tested the rectifier. That's looking okay. Stator is not. I'm not happy with that one connector on it. I think I will do off camera. I'll do another check on that. But you can rewind the like you want to see it again. You could rewind the footage and have a look at those. But there was one that was very close to being no good. What was it? It was 0.3, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm going to doubly trebly check that, and I'll get a gasket for the stator. And apart from that, look at the blue curtain still billowing, but the old 2 kilowatt heater in my little working area there has done all right. I feel warm enough. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for being there, blah blah blah. Chinesium heater may be working next time. It may be that I'll go indoors and find that they've delivered the adapter. They're like 26 quid the adapter, so it's out of principle that the people that have supplied that need to bloody supply me the power. But it's only me that's suffering because I'm bloody cold. I'm cold this end now. But that's like that is definitely an airlock. If you go through there, the area behind there is bloody freezing. But I was also thinking, which is dangerous, sets light to stuff, that does. That could be a painting area. Perhaps get another couple of curtains on the doors, across the doors to stop the drafts, and then that could be an area for when I eventually get around to doing mediocre, and I can use that as a paint area. But that's some way down the line. Anyway, that's enough waddle and twaddle. I'm going with Stator's knackered, and it's killed the battery. Or the battery was dying anyway, and the cold weather's finished it off. But there we go. I'll see you. Well, no, you'll see me. Gorgeous. Probably in the next video when I take that cover off and sort out the stator. The state of the stator. Anyway, thanks for being there, and I'll see you again. Ta-ra.